Today we're talking Squier Strat upgrades. What should you do to yours? And what are we gonna do to this one? And then I'm gonna tell you how to get some free stuff at the end of this video. We've been doing more stuff about beginner guitars, right? We bought those two guitars. We bought a Squier Telly, and we bought a Squier Strat, this one right here. This has been requested by the viewers for a long time. So, took the Squier Telly all apart. We decided what upgrades we were gonna do to it. I think we even did that one live on YouTube. Then we did some cool stuff to it. I actually sold it to a friend of mine and he loves it. He's been playing it. We wanna take a guitar that's not expensive and make it into something that you could be proud of and that you could keep for a long time. So let's talk about the mods that we're gonna do to this guitar. And I tell you what, before we talk about what we're gonna do to it, let's listen to it as it is now. So it sounds okay, right? It sounds like a Strat. It doesn't have quite the dynamics that a really expensive guitar has. What I mean by that is when you adjust the volume up and down, especially with like an overdrive pedal on it, because of the taper of the pots and because of the pickups themselves, it's just not as adjustable as it could be. And so one of the things we're going to do to this guitar is we're going to take out this whole pickguard and we're going to put in a new pickguard, a whole new set of Dylan pickups, Strat pickups, and then what we're going to do is replace all these pots. When we do this, I'm going to make another video about it because this is an Affinity Squier Stratocaster. This is a $200 guitar. On the Telly version of this guitar, we didn't have to do any modification to the body at all. Everything was fine. You just put it all together. You didn't have to do any routing or anything. But an Affinity Stratocaster is a little thinner than a regular one, and so there's a little bit of Dremel work that you have to do to put good parts in this one. I will tell you that if you're not comfortable with that, you might want to take it to a tech that knows what he's doing, but in a few minutes he can modify the inside of the guitar that you won't be able to see it from the outside, but modify the inside of the guitar so that you'll be able to put like real nice pickups. And we're gonna put Bourne's pots, we're gonna put an Oak Grigsby switch in here, and this thing is gonna sound awesome when it's done. I'm really excited. I'm also gonna put new tuners on it. The tuners that are on this guitar are a little weird, and so again, I'm gonna use some tuners. I'm gonna have to modify the tuners themselves a little bit to fit. I talked to Clusen after I did my last video because I had to do the same thing with that, and they said there are no tuners, by Clusen anyway, that will drop straight into a Squier Strat without a little bit of modification. And so I did that modification to the tuners on the last guitar. They worked out fine. Everything is awesome. They sound great, they play great, they adjust great, they don't move, they don't vibrate, no problems at all. So I'm going to do the same thing with this guitar. Now you're probably jumping through the internet right now and you're thinking, why is he even doing $300-400 worth of work to a $200 guitar? I get this question constantly, and honestly the bottom line is it doesn't matter. It only matters if you're trying to like recoup money out of an investment, right? But if this is a guitar that I want to play and that I want to kind of make my own, then I'm gonna do whatever I want to it. In fact, let me show you something. This is a Japanese-made Stratocaster from 1985. If I were to put this on Craigslist right now, most people would probably only give me $300 or $400 for it. It's actually worth a lot more than that because it's a special one with this bridge that's worth a lot of money, etc. Blah, 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 blah. We don't need to get into all of that. The bottom line is, in the grand scheme of life, it's not a very valuable Stratocaster. It's valuable to me. I have had this guitar since 1989. My dad gave it to me when I was a kid, and this is my first electric guitar. And over the years, I've put a new switch in it. I've put new pots in it. I'm gonna get rid of these knobs. I actually just bought regular knobs the other day to put knobs in it. It's got a tone bypass here. It's got my pickups in it, actually. These are actually the first set years ago of prototype Stratocaster pickups that I made, and they never came out. They're actually still in this guitar, and the ones that we make today are still modeled largely after this set right here. Kind of a cool story. Speed up, it's not worth a whole lot. I put Spurzl tuners on it. I took the locking nut off because yes, it had a locking nut, even though it's a Strat. I love this guitar. I will never, ever, ever, ever sell this guitar because I have a connection to it that, you know, my dad gave it to me, and that's how it ended up here. And I'll never sell this guitar. I never will. If I put $1 million into this guitar, it does not matter because you know what? I'll never sell it. And I love it because it's my first guitar. That is the point of taking a beginner guitar and doing some modifications to it. The cost is kind of irrelevant as long as you can afford it, to make it yours, to make you connect with your instrument so that you play. So, what are we gonna do to this guitar? I got some good suggestions on our Facebook page. Somebody said, let's take the gloss off the neck. Although this particular guitar doesn't have any gloss on the neck, so it's pretty nice. It's kind of nice and fast. We'll do a setup on it. We'll use Lizard Spit fret polishing kit, and we'll polish up the kit, polish up the frets, and we'll condition the fretboard. We'll set it up with 10s instead of 9s because I don't like that. We might set this tremolo up to float a little bit if I can get it to perform correctly. We're gonna put new pots in it. We'll put a new switch in it. We'll put new pickups in it. I can't put a new tremolo block on it because, like I said, this guitar is actually narrower than a normal Stratocaster, so the trem block would actually stick out of the back. So we can't put a new trem block on it. I would like to do that, but because of this particular body is narrower, we can't do that. But this is gonna be a fun project. I'm excited about it. Put in the comments below what mods you would make to this guitar and let me know what you think. I'm actually gonna make it available for sale when it's done because I think it's gonna be a sweet guitar and it's gonna be an awesome deal. Probably just cost of parts. Like with a free guitar. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out, but it's gonna be sweet. The other thing is, I said if I could get my Patreon to $500 a month by the time this guitar was done, I would actually give this guitar away. We would start buying a new guitar every 3 months or so and just giving it away on Patreon. That was kind of the goal. So I have to check that out too. Anyway, hang out with me over the next few weeks. Stay tuned. We're gonna play with this thing. We're gonna have a couple little project videos. I think the next thing is to go ahead and rip it apart and get all these parts out of it, and I'll show you the modifications in the next video that we have to do to get, you know, real pots to fit in there. Okay, so at the end of this video, at the beginning of this video, I told you that at the end of it, I was gonna tell you how to get some free stuff. So this is what we're doing. We have a Patreon page, and at the end of every month, we give away some of the gear that we reviewed during that month on the Dylan Talks Tone channel. In order to be entered to win that gear, you just have to be a currently subscribed $5 patron on the Patreon page, and we automatically put your name in a bucket. You could win up once every 90 days, I think, is the way it works. And that's it. Also, we're going to do a special video this week. This is New Year's week, so today's New Year's Eve. So I think probably on Wednesday or Thursday, we're going to give away 5 discount codes, or like get it free for a year codes, to the Go Guitar app that we reviewed a couple of months ago. I said I would do that at the end of December, so we're going to do that this week. So make sure that you put in the comments of this video your goals for 2019 for guitar playing, and, you know, like what you're going to do, you know, like how do you want to get better? What improvements do you want to make or whatever? Put that in the comments of this video, and that will actually, you have to be a subscriber and you have to make that comment on this YouTube channel, and then we will go through all those comments and we will pick 5 people and give away 5 of those 1-year memberships to the Go Guitar app. It's like $100 or something. It's pretty sweet. And the other thing I want to do at the end of this video today is go through some of our comments from past videos, because that's what we've been doing on a regular basis, and I kind of like this little interaction that I'm able to have with you. So if you want to shout out at the end of one of our videos, do me a favor and comment below, say something worth bringing up, and maybe we'll talk to you. So I got a few here. Tuka Muka a couple of days ago left a comment on I think it was a Bigsby video, and he said, "Thanks, this video convinced me not to buy a guitar with a Bigsby." Yeah, for some people it can be too much of a pain. I can definitely understand that. Not for me. I love them. But, you know, For some people, it is what it is. David Caston says, psst, a friendly tip. Smile during your videos. You're not missing half of your grill like me. That's a really funny one. So he commented actually on a video that day I was like fighting a migraine and I was like literally slogging through it to try to get it done. The other reason sometimes I don't smile is some of this content's really boring, right? And I'm actually, just between me and you, I want to make the stuff more fun. That's why we've been doing more stuff, different stuff, weird stuff. And yeah, it's not as technical, but it's also not as boring. And I have way more fun making these videos, and I have much more, I don't know, I just enjoy it more, and it's able to make it more creative for me. So yeah. Oh, and speaking of grill, missing I have a broken tooth right here. When I broke my back in 4 places, and right here, I bit this tooth off. So I'm missing that one. I got a chip right here from like 3rd grade dodgeball. And then this one right here, I actually chipped trying to strip a wire. So don't use your teeth to strip wire. So a couple little things you may not have known. Diego Garber, this is really funny, says, so true story, I was on my vacation in Cancun and you started streaming the build your own cable video. So I'm with my iPad drinking coffee and I thought, wow, this is a really cool video. I'm enjoying this even more than going to the beach. My wife can vouch for me that it is true. That is awesome. I hope I didn't ruin your vacation and I hope I didn't make anybody mad, but you know what? Thanks for hanging out and watching our live stuff. We need to do more of it. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like that stuff. I know those videos are a little longer, but it does allow us to get a little bit more in depth and have a little more interaction live because we have the comment section and we can talk kind of live and answer questions back and forth. Let me know what you think of that. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, the little bell next to it. That way you know the next time we make a cool video like this. And make sure you go check out the Patreon page because we're going to give away some cool stuff. January is already shaping up to be an awesome month. And if I can build this thing a little bit up some more, it's going to allow us to be able to test cooler stuff and give away more stuff. So you might say, oh, well, what he's giving away is not worth that much money. And is it worth $5? First of all, yeah, it's worth $5. Second of all, cumulatively, it's allowing us to do cooler stuff. And as you can see, I'm just giving it to you anyway. We buy the stuff and then we just give it to you. So that's the way it's working. So you're ultimately benefiting from it as well. And it allows us to make cooler content for the channel. So anyway, hope everybody has a great day and we'll see you in the next video.